Hi, everyone. It's Jeff Gerstmann here with you now, talking to you. Check, check, check. Is this working? The captions are not working, which is, I know what that's not working, but that's okay. Adam Boyes is here.
Hello, Jeff Gerstmann.
Hello. How are you doing? Iron Galaxy co-CEO?
That is correct.
Yeah.
You got, I know.
Not a lot of companies out there with multiple CEOs these days. You're breaking new ground all over the place.
Every day, never not breaking ground.
Yeah.
I don't know how many there is. It's just like we realize it's just easier. Life is easier when you have a partner to handle things, just like in, whether it be in work or in real life.
Totally. No, I'm with you. Well, thanks for joining me. This is a interesting operation that I'm running here.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Thank you.
I love the background, the video games, professional sign.
I got that made.
Spell checking, QA clearly employed as well.
My daughter helped out with that.
Sure.
And, so we're ready to go here. And it looks like the Rumbleverse servers are up.
Yeah, I hope they are. If not, this will make for an awkward stream, won't it?
Yeah.
I gotta take a moment, Jeff, and just congratulate you on your new show, the Jeff Gerstmann Show Experience. I saw you trending on iTunes on podcast, and I listened to your 2-minute intro that for some reason was trending. And I just always said, like, I've always been a big Jeff Gerstmann early adopter, whether it was the early days of Giant Bomb in the basement, and so on and so forth. So I'm excited for your journey, and that we get to be a little slice of it.
Yeah, and one of these days we'll get you out here, and we can get some rum or something like that. And
100%, one big pile of rum for your mouth and mine. You haven't drinking rum since then, have you?
I've had rum once since then, and it went bad. It was just like, I don't want anything.
Did you stir it with Duracell?
No, I did not use a steel pack of batteries to stir the rum and Coke. But hey, maybe next time. But so let's get into this video game here.
Yeah, man, for sure.
So you're running this network tech test. It's cross-platform.
It is.
Like, people could download it right now if they wanted to, right? It's not
Everyone
like a sign up.
Nope. PS5, PS4, Xbox One Series X, S, and Xbox One, and Epic Game Store on PC. You can go download it right now. It's 4.6 gigs. I just looked on my PS4. It was anyway. I don't know the exact size on the other one. So should be able to download quickly, and then anyone could join today for the next 24 hours and play along with us. We got solos mode. We got some customization, some outfits. I see you're going through the skin colors and body types and a lot of fun things to choose from.
Yeah,
this is Adam talking. Yes, I
hello.
See the chat
Yes, this is
Adam.
Yes, talking. Adam Boyes of Iron Galaxy is here. If I was thinking, I would have come up with a fancy graphic that had Adam's name on it that we could have had on screen.
That would mean staff, and that staff means overhead, and overhead means less profit for yourself.
That's
right.
Yes, that's exactly. We're milking as much profit out of this as possible. Otherwise,
you really just extract.
That's where I'm just here to get the numbers up. I'm just here to make it happen. All right, let's see what other costume stuff. I feel like every time you have put this game up for these 24-hour, 48-hour runs here, it seems like every cosmetic is different.
Yeah, we want to mix and match a lot of different stuff. And the cool thing about it is, like, even when you purchase like a whole outfit, you get all the little pieces, so you can sort of build your own outfit, which is
so you're not like locked into a look. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I see as you're sort of updating the random. Actually, if you want to go back, Jeff, the random outfit button also gets you some pretty good, crazy outfits too.
All right, let's see. Randomize all.
Yeah.
Oh, hold it down. Okay. All right. Yep. This is Sweet Beard. Yep. I'm liking this a lot.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Yep. We're saving with that one. I like that. Yes, the helmet do-rag / helmet.
There's a lot of beards.
A lot of beards.
Here for.
Yeah. Now you have a lot. You have a lot of beard. I feel like every time I see a picture of you, it's gotten like another foot longer.
It just gets, and we're doing a big long RV trip. I told the kids I'm not cutting it, so I'm going to come back as I'm just going to cosplay as Santa Claus in December. That's really the goal.
That works. Yeah. I was going to ask, are the kids haunted by the beard? Or have they gotten used to it?
They are totally used to it now, and my wife likes it. If she didn't like it, it probably would not exist anymore. But
sure, yep, yeah. That's always the way.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are, kind of in the pre-game lobby.
On the battle barge. Yeah, hanging on the battle barge. Yeah, basically everyone has infinite health here. Just a way to sort of learn the moves, and as you sort of hang out on the barge, more people join. You got some vending machines you can cruise around and use to like grab some items and get a little bit of understanding of the game. But bottom line is that you're going to learn as you play, right? That's the big the big goal.
I also find it's been every time these tests have run that the controls are just on screen all the time by default. It's like, okay, wait a minute. It's been a few months since I've played. I still feel like I'm... At least the last time the test happened, I won like 2 matches, and that felt pretty good. But I think it was because like I have played a lot more hours of this than most of the other people playing this tech test. And
well, it's kind of also sort of your jam. I mean,
yeah, totally. Yes. This is so. What is the genesis of this? How did you come to the idea, or who, you know, how did the team come up with like, hey, this is what we think we want to do here, like the whole like battle royale wrestling theme thing?
It actually was born out of, we were talking about profit earlier. Craig and I were trying to brainstorm, like, how could you sort of make a battle royale that just made a ton of money? And we came up with the worst idea ever. We came up with a super gory, let's like buy blood and guts. And like, we thought about like, what was Mortal Kombat to Street Fighter, right? It was just more gore, more guts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so Craig and I were having a couple drinks and we're coming up with this really dumb idea. And we show up at the lobby bar at the Aloft in Orlando, and Chelsea and Dave are there. And we're like, hey, Craig and I have been jamming on this concept. And we pitch it, and Dave Lang was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. And and Chelsea just kind of takes a swig of her gin and tonic and goes, we should do wrestling. And she says it like that, and that specifically, wrestling like that. Then the next 5 hours was just jamming on what would a wrestling battle royale be like, what would it feel like. And then that night we're like Planet Suplex, and every person is born a champion and wants to be the best champion. And it sort of snowballed from there. We opened up a Google Doc the next morning, of course, in true Dave Lang fashion, right? He was like, the next morning he's like, I don't like the idea anymore. Right?
Yeah, I can be the same way. Like you live with it for just long enough to go like, no, I hate this.
But, you know, I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm like, I'm going with it. You know, Craig and I were jamming on it, building the sort of the core idea. And then sort of went to the team, went to Adam Hart, Ramon Franco, and a bunch of team members. Like, we have this idea. And Ramon just started basically prototyping the network layers, which is wild. Ramon's our lead engineer for the project. And he's just a freaking genius. So on his own time, he just started like, he knew that when we did a demo, it had to be online first. It had to be, because if we're doing 40-player melee based, like nobody's ever done melee at scale. So we were like, dude, we got to figure this out. And Ramon's like, I'm up to it. You know, he'd already built a six-player rollback prototype. I mean, the guy is absolutely a genius. And then the design team, you know, Adam Hart and his squad was like, how are we going to solve these problems? I mean, there's a lot of problems you have to solve. And then Lars DeVore, who's a game director, right? He started getting with a squad. He's like, we're going to build an animatic sort of for the world, because it was, even when we pitched it, it wasn't a fully baked. It was just like, yeah, we got this goofy little idea we have. And when we started pitching it, people were like, there's something here.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's goofy, it's over the top. It really is an homage, I think, to the almost 14 years of experience as a studio working on Killer Instinct and Street Fighter Third Strike and Dive Kick and all these different things. And then also, I think you probably feel a little bit of some of the Midway DNA and influence that we came from, of like just bringing fun and brightness back to multiplayer gaming. I mean, there's so many amazing, right, but sweaty, you know, shooter royales.
Totally,
where your heart's like palpitating as you play. And so we want to bring something that was like a little bit, because again, you notice like in this, you see an enemy and you don't have to die, right? Like,
right. You can get away if it needs to be that way.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you're getting
whiffed it.
Yeah, you're getting double teamed here.
Yeah.
Yeah, get away. You got some good. You got the Ruby Crusher, Sumo Slap. Oh, yeah, Ruby Crusher will grab through their blocks, because grab moves basically can go through blocks.
Okay.
We got some more. Oh, we got a lot of action.
Everyone's right here.
Yeah, you got.
This guy's just standing here. We're gonna.
Oh wait, you have no food.
No, I've not found it. I've not seen any food, and I'm pretty low on health.
The chicken.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Jeff, if you beat some people up too, you can get some perks, and those also some of them to regen. Oh,
Okay.
All right.
That was
quick onboarding.
Yeah.
I think our team is going to be phenomenal at this game for about 90 minutes, and then we're going to get bodied. That's kind of my.
Well, that's the hope, right? I mean, that like once you put it out there to the public, like that
it's no longer yours.
Yeah, that they get deep into it, and suddenly you're like, oh, I'm garbage at this.
I've made a grave mistake.
But yeah, no, the
so
midway stuff, the kind of the midway DNA, I think is a good touchstone in a lot of ways, because this the vibe of it, the character models and stuff. It's like, I don't know, like not that it's like a direct inspiration or something, but like, I think about something like a Ready to Rumble boxing, where it's like, hey, here's this very cartoony take on wanton violence and all that sort of stuff. Like this kind of has some similar stuff going on there with the way the look is. What led to the art style? Because I think obviously there's like a lot of temptation to go like, oh hey, we're gonna make this a super realistic looking wrestling game, and we're gonna go for like a totally different, darker vibe. This one has like that kind of like fun, very bright, very colorful, almost like Dreamcast style, like, hey, back when games had color and all that sort of stuff.
Right. Yeah, and sort of Pixar, Incredibles. I mean, there's a lot of inspiration from the art team, which I think was great. We just wanted the brightness, right? How do you? The world is funny. How do you, and the puns and the writing and the narrative of the world is pretty entertaining. So how do we sort of encapsulate that with the visual style? And we wanted something that didn't necessarily put us in a box, but also something that when people first looked at it, they're like, oh, that looks interesting. And then what we hoped it was like visually inviting, and then the mechanics sort of, tell the rest of the story. That was important to us.
Yeah.
And then also just the goofiness, right? The outfits, the hats, the helmets, just making people be able to create characters that just could be, they can play as a persona. Like, I can't wait till you start streaming as your friend Dr. Tracksuit starts streaming. That I'm very, very excited for that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he.
I don't know if he's got a good PC or if you've got him a PS. I know
that guy probably needs a lawyer.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that guy, but yeah, no, totally. I think that's like kind of the fun thing about just real life wrestling, right? Is there is that personality kind of inherent to it. A lot of the talking and just the character and all that sort of stuff. How do you like that stuff that I kind of always thought of like that's pretty important, like wrestling sort of stuff, like people need to be able to talk trash, like, but also when you open up a trash talking thing in a video game, it goes bad immediately. Like, have there been any thoughts about like, okay, what are the ways we're going to let people like communicate in game? Is it just kind of like beyond taunts, I guess, is my concept that I'm thinking in my head here. But
even with taunts, so like we actually reward you. So your superstar meter you see at the super mode there, you can trigger. We have it so that if you pull off a taunt near someone, you actually get superstar meter because you're doing risky things, right?
Cool.
So how do you sort of add game mechanics that celebrate that the non-verbal trash talk? I think you're right. I think the internet would mostly go heel.
Right.
Quickly.
Yeah. That's and just like any other video game.
Sure.
It's like it's just like, oh, this became a shit show immediately. No one wants to use it.
Yeah, how do you reward people for doing fun and engaging stuff and not punish? Yeah, so that's why I think the riskiness around, like, you can taunt, you can get that meter, but you're putting yourself out there. You better be very good. And the wild thing is, a lot of people think that if they're great, just at combat games, they're going to be great at this. And we found that actually people that are great at platformers, some of our employees that are like professional speedrunners, are incredibly talented at the game because the maneuverability, and it's not about that engagement. It is not just a diorama that you're locked in on, right? And you're 2 jumps and a punch away from the enemy. You can move around. So how do you sort of build that?
Oops.
And part of it too is like the rivalries of, you'll see throughout the world. We've got these big screens, and those will show the best player in the match right now. So you can sort of like, we kind of want to do more of the visual storytelling and the visual sort of building those rivalries and stuff like that through the mechanics.
All right. Dolphin dive, I remember being pretty good. Cyclone.
It's a nice, tackle is, that's my jam, man. That is my, that's my jam.
Got to get some
Cyclone's
arm
good for
powder.
crowd control. Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. So the powder, you grab them. The more you have of one type, the more benefits you get. I think basically like you get a benefit at 5. So a lot of people have sort of figured out builds that make them the best. I mean, if you want that sort of reflect their playstyle. So some people are doing glass cannon, right? So they're going all red power pods and making their arms as strong as possible. If you want to go tanky, you go, the green protein. If you want a ton of stamina, which is really, really important stamina management, sort of later game, that's when you go with the yellow pods.
And so you can drink a maximum of 10 over the course of one game, right? That's the
correct. Yeah. So that's the sort of like the character building, right? I think even Adam Hart in a recent interview was like, there's kind of that roguelike element of, okay, you get to make choices for one match and then you sort of start over from scratch.
Right.
And same with your pockets. I mean, having just the 4 slots. I'm always putting chicken in my pockets because I always want health down the road.
Pockets full of chicken for sure.
Man. And then also there's a lot of different places around the map that you can find chicken and different items. Like you got these little targets on the ground you've seen with the red circle, and if they're glowing, then you can jump and elbow drop them. And the higher you drop them from, the better the gear is that you get from it, which is cool.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool. I've just been running up. I feel like every time I've seen them, I just
do a little light one, and you probably get a little stamina thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely. So that's cool. And then also like there's little kiosks. There's actually a fast food chain, Squat's Chicken, where we have a 12-hour slow squatted chicken, and the whole sort of in the window you can see the guy squatting down and roasting the chicken. You could go up and press the B button and actually get chicken from Squat's from the restaurant. It's sort of on a time countdown. Which is fun. And then there's also dumpster chicken. If you're really in a pinch, you can punch or smash a dumpster, and sometimes a chicken will come out. Because when you're really in a pickle, you want to chow down on that dumpster chicken.
That's I'm not above it. Not above eating out of a dumpster. Right.
Well, that's also like there's a lot of shame eating in this game, right? Where you grab your chicken, you go around a corner, you're like,
just leave me alone while I eat my chicken.
I just want to eat by myself.
Oh, I'm out of stamina. I got to get away. Oh, okay. All right. No. Okay.
You can block Jeff and block regen your stamina. But you're in a prickly.
Perfect. All right.
You can also, if you pop your super too, that regens your stamina and your health very quickly.
Oh, it does. Okay. So I always save it because I figure that'll be,
because it's a second chance that you just happened. Yeah. But I used to do that too, and then I realized that the regen of the stamina and the health, and then also the ability to do a super and almost insta-kill someone is a pretty great counter, because then coming out of that you usually have some good momentum to be able to build up a lot more star meter and then get it back again. So that's sort of what I've now been doing. But that spotlight comes over top of you, and people start to they start running away, or they want to engage, right? They really want to sort of jump in there and
yeah, I mean, because I always looked at it and thought like, well, that means they don't have a comeback. If I take them down now, then they're done.
The beauty of it is, though, too, because we don't show people's health bars, you don't know if they were chowing down on the green protein packs, right? So they might have 1,500 health. You start with 1,000. They might have 1,500. Even they can get to 2,250.
Oh, I'm not going to make it. Oh, I missed.
Oh, that's...
I think the best feeling in this game is landing those elbow drops off of like insane.
Yeah, saving them. It really is. And then also when you do like a grab or a pile driver, stuff like that, and you do it off of bouncy, like a car or an awning, and then if you hit that twice, it does a super bounce, and man, you can get over 900 damage on a person, which is pretty ridiculous.
Bunch of chicken flew out of that guy.
And for those of you who haven't subscribed, like to subscribe Jeff Gerstmann on his Twitch. I did a 6-month subscription, which you can do with your Amazon account once you link it. And then you can also download the demo right now, the network play test on PlayStation, Xbox, or Epic Game Store, and play along or play against Jeff. Maybe you come across. And we got some names. Let's see. You just took out XX Ghost Mega XX. So
take that, XX Ghost Mega XX.
Boom.
That guy showed up and wanted trouble.
That's good, yeah.
All right.
And then the Omega Uppercut, you can charge those too, Jeff, for extra.
Oh, cool.
The Dolphin Dive is neat because it basically is both an ability to jump further, but also an attack. Oh, nice. You down him now. He has a second chance.
Yeah.
So you can go and you just respawn with only 300 health.
There,
so
done.
You get him one more. I think. Did you get him?
I got him.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Hijack Gaming 15. You got him.
Emerald Crusher.
Oh, another one.
I like an Emerald Crusher, but that Dolphin Dive's been putting in work. Emerald Crusher for sure. All right.
Yeah, definitely get some more arms.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotta get out of here.
There's no Lang Zone in this city. There's just Capital City is Lang Zone free.
But is Lang free in Capital City is the real question.
I mean, he's running around right now. Probably he's just gonna show up and try to stream snipe you, Jeff. I think it's. Yeah, it's what we did is we made a really interesting decision because the city's pretty large. We actually have everyone sort of launch into a smaller subset of the city. And then that ring shrinks over time. I think I haven't seen you go out of the ring much, but basically there's a countdown timer. So it actually, we realized that health, and actually, Jeff, this is one of the things that you had feedback on in early tests of like, the health is your alpha and your omega. I mean, health is your everything. And so a lot of battle royales, when you're outside of the ring, you lose health.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to sort of adopt more of that wrestling zeitgeist. And so you get counted out. So as you're outside, 10 seconds countdown. So you want to play with that, and that's the only time we do show other people how many seconds you have left. So there's a lot of cat and mouse on the edge of the map, and if you are counted out, if you come back in the map though, for every 10 seconds you're in the map, you get a second back. So there's a lot of really neat sort of
like you can kind of play on the edge if you're live dangerously.
If you see absolutely, if you see like a gold chest out there, or you see a big chunk of chicken, some dumpster chicken out there, you want to go out there and grab it. Oh yeah. That horse ref is going down.
Yep. I don't think I got the kill on that one, but
you're doing a lot better though this time around.
It's just like there's a level of carefulness. Oh, and yeah, I guess when you telegraph that punch, you're gonna get blocked.
Right.
But didn't block that.
That's the fun part is that like I've played a lot of hours, but like it really doesn't. You kind of win in many different ways. Like it's so scenario based, and every scenario is different. Like there's not you do these 6 things and you're OP,
right?
Because other people might just come down and third party you from out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, oh, I whiffed this attack and now I'm out of stamina, and now someone is totally sneaking up behind me and beating the absolute crap out of me, and that's no good, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, even this is like 5 people in the
yeah. So there's 8 people left. Very small ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we did with ring, so there we go. Now we're doing you see the time countdown, but you earn it back when you go back in. So now everyone else can see your numbers. So they might want to use that's why sometimes people use different moves that push people out. There's a throw. There's kicks that kick you out of the area. So that's a really interesting way to sort of manage, sort of spatially manage. See, this is a good idea where you're saving saving your super.
Yeah, after rebirth. 2 health, that's not gonna.
Yeah, that is not a lot of health. There we go. Down, get back up. How many do we have left in the map?
5.
All right.
I gotta get out of here. Oh.
Yeah, and you got to watch up top too, because I'm sure there's gonna be some people climbing buildings.
Yeah.
This Omega uppercut. Oh, nice. Oh, good dodge. It's funny because I'm watching your stream, so my comments are probably coming in later than.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Right. You're just up there. Okay, someone's just hanging up there with a chair.
There,
sure.
Yeah, they're just.
All right.
You can also get up there.
Okay.
Splat. 4 health. You only got 1/3.
I don't see any good ways to get more health. If you defeat
someone, you could often get their inventory.
Oh, right.
They'll pop out of their pockets. So if you can take someone, the chair camper, is an option.
Yeah.
They're just chilling up there. They can also throw the chair at you too, which is.
There's also a 4th. So there's 2 of them up there. Okay, one of them just took out the other. Okay, I'm recovering health. I must have perked up.
Yeah, you have a perk. Yeah, you have a perk that basically is meditation. So if you're this is great. Perfect. Just can't, Well, this is also one of the reasons why we didn't have interiors in the game, right? Because camping in this game is just, for that purpose that you just did, I think is important.
Boom.
But the ability to go in a building and just hide for the whole match, not that fun. Oh.
Got him.
Oh, dude. Monster Dunk is a champ.
That's
Look
right.
at that.
That's right.
Second match.
That's right.
Gets the dub. Bah! Look at that. The belt, Jeff Gerstmann.
So belts, what do you, I mean, obviously you need a champion. You got, seasons. Like what, what are your desires when it comes to kind of that aspect of the game? Like, do you have like a champion of a season? Do you want to try to like?
We have 4 years of ideas in like these incredible docs. Like, it is so fun, like having the narrative team, or action pod team, and just team members throwing out ideas for where we go with it, because I think what we all want to do is just create something that not only plays well and people enjoy, but that's super stable, right? And that's sort of what this network test is about. We're going to do another one we mentioned in July. And from there, I think once you have the building blocks, as long as people are playing it, having a good time, and that core sort of gameplay loop is there, then we can have a lot of fun of sort of going wider and broader.
Yeah, that's cool. I find myself not blocking, which is probably not a sane, but I find myself trying to dodge everything instead.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm all gas, no brakes, man.
Yeah.
Just like in racing games where I'm not tapping that brake button. I block very rarely. Then when you realize later on that, or as you play more, that's also going to replenish. Not only gives you a little bit of safety, but also replenishes your stamina faster.
Oh,
it's a play style thing though. Like, I just go for big moves. Like, I just want to go, I'll get the javelin tackle, and I just want to basically go on top of the largest buildings and just crush people and rip them across the map. I mean, that to me is just, like, I have way more fun just doing that.
Well, I think that's like the best thing. And for those just joining us, we're here with Adam Boyes from Iron Galaxy, who is the co-CEO of the studio making this, Rumbleverse. But I think like that's one of the best things about these types of multiplayer games, and I felt this way about PUBG a lot too. But it's that thing where, like, even if you lose, if you have like one or two really good crazy moments, like if I dive off this building, or if I like do a spear and tackle someone off a building, or if I drop a fat elbow off a really high place and land it, like that's as good as a win in a lot of ways,
Right. You got the dub, right? And that other person, that's actually was one of the pillars, the design pillars that the crew we focused on early. It has to be also fun to watch people that are bad at playing the game, which I think is really, really hard to accomplish. But to that point, Jeff, like, this is the only game I've ever played when I get absolutely decimated by a power move or something like that, I'm like, God damn, that was funny.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also
like,
lost.
Yeah, I lost, but it was sure was cool to watch that guy totally rip me up.
Yeah. So somebody in the chat was asking what the stars do. So they basically are filling up his superstar meter. We see that sort of crescent that goes into the star there at the bottom. And when that's full, you can trigger your superstar mode, and that basically allows you to pull this crazy powerful move that's not totally a finisher, but if somebody is lower on health, they can finish them off. And also, if you don't use it, it allows you as a second chance mechanic, so you get about I think 30% of your health back when you come back. And of course, filling the pockets with chicken. I think get that horse.
Yeah, get that horse, get that chicken. Come back here, that's my chicken.
Boom.
Oh, did he pocket the chicken? Now I gotta kill him.
Okay. The other thing, as you basically the more hits you do, you're also earning perks, and the perk system is basically if you, not that I recommend Jeff pausing the game, but you can pause the game and see the perks you have, and then over time you sort of learn what they do. Meditation that he had last round, when you're not moving around, will heal you. There's actually a really good one. I can't remember the name of it, but basically it gives you 2% of your health back for every hit you land.
Oh wow,
so that's really interesting.
Huge.
Where like you might want to pocket some magazines like the sumo slap that's multiple hits, right? So that way it's sort of late game health. But there's a lot of aspects of saving different moves for late game and stuff like that. Yeah, and the rarity. Yeah, the book colors are rarity based. So there's green, blue, and then purple for the rarities. And you'll see sort of that in the weapons too. Like you can grab that yield sign there. And that is, I think, a mid-rarity one, which is pretty powerful. That's another thing. A lot of people will pocket a lot of weapons. I usually am just chickens because I want survivability.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm getting clubbed here.
But weapons don't use stamina. And so that's an interesting sort of balance of how to play. But they're also blockable, right? Depending on the
Yeah.
move. There's also every weapon has sort of the regular attack, and it has a super attack if you press
Like a charge type of.
yeah, if you press your Y. Ooh, nice.
All right.
Yeah, so this is where I would probably trigger your super mode because that'll heal you up. Oh, you got chicken though too. You don't have it's totally up to you. I don't know why I'm trying to coach you. You just got a dub. You got a dub, which is more than I got today.
Let's...
Yeah, and the other cool part is just the narrative team has just done a fantastic job on creating really neat lore. All the brands in the game and all the different sort of like, stores you come across, and like I talked about earlier, Squat's chicken, slow squatted chicken.
Yeah.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, Grapple City is chock full of. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, landed one. All right, now I need to. I got to chicken up. Hide behind my corner.
There you go.
Oh, delicious. Leave me alone. Let me eat my chicken in peace.
The corner, the silent chicken. Adam Hart's here. Keats is in the
right
chat.
on.
Hello, Keats.
Hey, Keats.
He's done so much incredible work over the last almost 4 years that we've sort of been working on this bad boy.
Wow.
So it's cool to have him here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you and I had a conversation about this when people were still hanging out in person, huh? So it had.
Yes.
You forget that it's like, oh, right, it's been years.
Yeah, it really has, really has. And if you want to know a lot of the technical details about the game, Adam did an incredible interview on Ultra Trend podcast a few days ago, and he sort of unpacked all the different priority stuff and timing-based stuff. And if you're into a lot of combat details, he covered that stuff.
I feel like there's definitely like
I even learned a lot. I learned a lot from even watching it.
Nice. I feel like there's a lot of the kind of rock paper scissorsy kind of ideas of what beats what that playing it. I was like, okay, yes, clearly people who like a lot of fighting games did stuff on this that kind of shows through. And what's been, I mean, it seems like the reception's been positive. You had was it announced at the Game Awards? Was that the formal announce? Yeah.
And that's the Game Awards. Yeah. And I think the reaction, because we had that playtest right after that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were able to tune in and play it. But that was a little bit more closed. This one's wide open because we didn't have crossplay at the time. And so that was an important part of it. We want all the consoles involved. I think as soon as people are like, why is it PC only? So.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Every time you're making these games, right, you want to sort of be testing different aspects of it. So this is all about, can all these people matchmake and play together? And so far, so good. I'm knocking on wood. There is a dive kick move in the game. Somebody asked about dived and kicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really, it's been so much fun. I mean, the team just every time you play, like I play a new build, I'm like, oh, there's new stuff. And of course, we don't show it all here in this playtest, but when we launch later this year, hopefully you'll get a kick out of the new stuff.
Nice. Yeah.
It layers on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you have somebody's like, what's happening with your ears? There is a perk. And this is where Adam Wood is incredible at knowing all the perks and all their names, but basically it's it makes you, I believe, your stamina regen faster when you get hit. Yeah, so you see right there, that's one of the players in the map is on those billboards down below, Jeff. As you cruise by there. So the player with the most sort of KOs and stuff like that, that might be actually the person on the billboard. It was a horse head. They triggered Superstar, so you're doing a good job of taking care of that.
Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, fuck you. Fucking awesome. See, like that, like, yeah, I feel like I just won this match. Like, whatever happens after this, like, I drop that fucking gigantic elbow.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's what we strive for. I mean, that literally, it's those goofy little story moments, right?
Right, for sure. Okay, all right.
So my pump for Nashville. I'm totally pumped for Nashville. I'm driving in the RV with my daughter tomorrow to work out of our Nashville office for the week. So I'm very excited.
How long of a drive is that?
It's 7 hours to the KOA site I'm staying at. But yeah, 7 to 8. Which is neat because it's basically halfway between Orlando and Chicago. So if you're driving, it's sort of 8 hours there and then 8 more to Orlando.
All right, circle's getting pretty small. Last
The
7.
other hard, you talk about the Game Awards, Jeff. The other hard part is like, when we did the trailers, like how do you show what the game is about without showing the game or having people hands on? I think this is one of those games that the more you see people play, or you see the highlight reels, or you see people's best moves, it's really sort of how it seems. There you go. You got the meditation perk.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah, and I think that's something that because I think there are people that have that fatigue for the genre, because I think a lot of battle royale games have come and gone, and so I think it's very easy to hear about it and roll your eyes and be like, oh god, another one. But I mean, having the play test and letting people get their hands on it, I think it was like, oh, okay, wait a minute, no, there's actually something to this. Probably really helped a lot.
For sure, and because it is kind of we kind of feel like we're breaking new ground in having this sort of large scale melee based battle royale. But you try stuff, right? I mean, game development is all about throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what feels good and what works, and then iterating on it. And I think the team's done an incredible job of. I mean, it's come all the different things we've tried along the way. I mean, and like you said, you've been playing builds of this for a couple of years now, so you sort of get it. But we've changed a lot. It's about trying, listening, trying again, right? Repurposing, repackaging, and seeing how it feels. And I don't know, man. I think we're onto something. But it's the players and the fans will tell us whether they like it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and the plan is to come out free to play, or
Yep, free to play later this year. We're not talking about a date yet, but like I said, another playtest in July, and it'll be totally free to play. And then all of the all the cosmetics. There's no pay to win. It's all sort of cosmetic based stuff that you're gonna be purchasing, and the outfits with the customizability, right? I think there's 17 points of customization. One of the cool things about when you buy the full outfit, I mentioned this before, you get all the different individual pieces, and many of them layer on top of each other. So Jax will be over top of a shirt, so there's some pretty neat looks people have been able to put together. There's a lot of people share their fashion outfits. I'm usually the shirtless, just the shirtless, whatever the hat of the week is. I'm now the chubby shirtless. I'd be the shirtless horse in this one.
Here's let's get a look at some of these other looks here. I feel like whenever there's a game where the body size doesn't make a difference for gameplay purposes, I always choose the smallest one purely from I want to be able to see as much as possible. Let me see as much of the world and also look small so that people are like, oh, whatever, what's going on? And then I just run up and give them the business.
SMOL small, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm the opposite. I always want the goofiest looking character in combo, because that's the beauty, the self-expression part of give people what they want.
This is I think one of wrestling's most famous moves, the Ject shot from Final Fantasy X.
Do you mean the wreck shot, Jeff?
I'm sorry, yes, the Cosmo shot. I don't know what I'm even talking about. Drunk Fat Bro in the Twitch chat wants to know if this has duos yet. The plan is to have more than just solos, right?
That is the plan. Not for this test. This test is just solos, but we will have, you can imagine that the path is strong and rich with future stuff. We're super excited just about throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks and see what people think.
It's got to be also awesome to just be able to have it out there after working on it for a lot of years too, right?
Yes.
Hey,
most of that during the pandemic. I mean, making games during the pandemic is really effing hard. And the fact that the team was able to, I think, capture such joyous and fun and goofiness was cathartic to a lot of us. We were dealing with a lot of whether it's mental health issues or just being away from others. And this, we play test this multiple times a week. It's been something that one of the biggest lessons I learned at Midway from guys like Mark Trammell and Sal DeVita and Ed Boone was playable build every day, and get in the mix and play it. And so we do play tests all the time, and I think that really hopefully comes through. Is that I think Adam's put in thousands of hours. Many of the people on the team have put in 1,000+ hours. I less so, and I get bodied for it. And I pay the price of not playing as much as everyone else. But that's so critically important, right? And I think it has brought us closer together as a studio, trying something new, during crazy times. It's been fun.
Oh, that worked out better than I thought. Fell off that water tower. It was okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bounce. Yeah, if you can catch a bounce, if you do miss, you just take stamina. It's just a stamina impact on you.
Cool. Yeah, that's
which is again something that we played a lot with, right?
I think the first time I played it, it was health, and I was like, man, the punishment for missing that gigantic elbow drop off the top is makes it something you have to consider instead of something where you're just like, nope, got to line this up, got to go right now, got to try. Yeah.
That's the playtest, right? You sort of have some design perspective of what you think is right, and then you play test it and you play test it and you play test it, and over time you're like, well, it still feels right. Or like I said, other people come in and they have feedback and you go, well, also it's sort of that academic versus gut check of how it all feels when it comes together,
right?
And we've learned so much from that. We've also done a bunch of user researches too, and I think all that stuff it's all data points, right? But in the end, if your gut is off, sometimes you're like, I'm feeling this way or that way. Adam makes a good point. Adam Hart in the chat makes a good point that if you do jump off a big building and land on a bounce pad or a car, you'll bounce off and you will not take any stamina damage.
Nice. Yeah.
It is only it's only solo right now. Somebody asked that in the chat too.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
But the one thing you shouldn't do, Jeff, is you should not eat when you're full. So when you have full health and you do eat some chicken, you're going to get the meat sweats. And that will give you a negative stamina impact where basically you'll move slower and regen stamina slower. So do not eat when you're full.
Story of my life,
I still haven't learned that lesson yet. Yeah, between that and the shame eating, Vignaki's like, these are exactly, this game speaks to me.
It's like, is this game just about me?
No, because then we'd have to just add in an Uber Eats delivery mechanism from the McDonald's 2 blocks away, and then it would be John Vignaki's favorite game of all time. It's like having Postmates from 3 blocks away.
Like you need a mode where you can like run around the corner like this. Instead of eating chicken, you just lay down and lay the food out on your chest. Maybe you can do a Taco Bell partnership, and
I love it. Fall asleep with a bag of Taco Bell over your arm. Yeah, that's yeah. I love that he's not even here to defend him right now. He's like, hey, I saw this clip of you guys making fun of me eating, ordering Postmates and having fast food. Yep, that is correct.
That did happen.
I was over at his house recently and ended up ordering pizza. The next morning I had to leave, or I left that night. The next morning he calls me. It's 7 in the morning. He goes, hey, did you take the leftover pizza? I'm like, what? He's like, did you take the leftover pizza from the fridge? I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? It's your house.
What? Who would do that?
It was. I know, that's what I said. I was like, first of all, good morning, friend. Good morning. It's 7 a.m. He'd put it in the cheese drawer, so he hid it from himself, basically.
Good call. Oh, wait. Oh, in the fridge. Okay, I was like, wait, who has a cheese drawer? I was like, oh, wait, in the fridge. I guess I do technically have a cheese drawer.
Yeah. Well, if you're John Vignacchi, you have 2 cheese drawers.
Yeah.
And you have a cheesy drawer, too.
Ugh.
I did it. I went there.
Yeah.
It is all cheese. It's true. Yeah, you got your stamina drinks that I see you've been drinking, too. That'll replenish your stamina faster.
Yeah, I'm going to probably pop one of those. Okay, this person wants trouble, so get away. I just want to read these books.
Yeah, I just want to get your learn on.
Okay, all right. Yep. Oh, I got too greedy, got a little too close.
So we do also have some like daily challenges, weekly challenges, and sort of meta progression. So you do unlock outfits even if you don't buy the battle pass or any of that stuff. So there's ways to still unlock outfits. So yeah, we got the motorcycle crew there coming after you.
Yeah. So this. Oh. So the skyrocket is like more of a mobility.
It's movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can trigger it twice actually. You can do. Yeah, and the longer you hold on to it, the higher you'll go. But it's great for like if you're trying to get up a building really quickly, and then do elbow drop. Like exactly. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
To mess around. That was actually a big thing that the design team were like, well, what if we had abilities that actually weren't moves on someone else, but instead just traversal.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't spent much time with it because I'm always like, no, I want to hurt people.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm totally the same. But early game, it actually is really helpful because maneuvering around the world and getting more of the sort of chests more quickly. I think it's a lot of fun there.
Oh, snuck up from behind.
It's random.
No!
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay. Take that.
And anyone that is watching can right now download it on Epic Games Store on PC or on your PlayStation or Xbox up until it does not run on the 360 or the PS3, but all the other versions above that. I think it's easier than listing all the different ones.
Right, yeah. It's like it starts with...
Saying what it's not on. It's not on the GameCube. It is not...
Have me a super kick party here. All right.
Nice.
So, okay. Oh, you're still right
Yeah,
there.
if you try to pull off the same sort of strength of move on each other, that'll clash, and then you sort of have to figure out, okay, now I'm going to block the next one or try to, hit him again. So there's a lot of sort of cat and mouse. Yeah, you sort of hit on it earlier too, Jeff. The rock paper scissors and cat and mouse stuff. Ooh, yeah.
Died with chicken in my pockets. The worst feeling.
Now there's a big fat chicken outside the ring. So if somebody had a lot of time on their hands and a lot of countdown timer, they could totally go and grab it if they wanted to.
All right, let's get a couple more in here.
Right out of him.
Yeah. Looking over here on Discord. If you want to get on the Discord, it's patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann for more details on that sort of stuff. See if anyone's got any questions over there. I see a wave emoji. Hello. No Amico, no... Yeah, where's the Intellivision Amico support? What are we doing?
I'd love to know. I'd love to know.
Yeah.
Ramon, what's the status?
Yeah, what's... Okay. Queuing
That's
back
real
up.
leadership right there. Just any hard question, just lob it to someone else. That's
what are we...
True leadership. Ask Dave Lang. Just tweet at Dave Lang and ask him.
Yeah.
Or ask Johnny what the closest restaurant he's ever Postmated from is on Twitter. That also would... He's gonna be like, why are people
doing this?
I don't know, John, you did it to yourself.
I can't really be on these streams anymore, Adam.
Oh, Dave Lang is in the chat. He's working on the Dreamcast version as we speak.
Okay, good.
You heard it here first. Oh, man.
Stamina drink.
So how has the independent lifestyle been, Jeff? I mean, the Patreon, you got the Patreon, you got the Twitch, you got all that stuff. How's it feel?
It feels good. We're less than a week in.
You can finally swear.
I know. Yeah, it's nice to finally not have
freedom.
Those pesky corporate overlords overhead telling me what I can and can't do. They know who they are. Yeah, no, it's nice. There's a lot of setup, like I'm building this to-do list of all the stuff that some of it is like crucial and some of it is maybe not, but it's stuff like, I should have like some slightly better stream layouts, or I should have like a landing page that points to the stuff that all the different places where I am now.
Sure.
And or like
that takes work, right?
Totally.
And you don't have all the people at your fingertips like you said.
Yeah,
the 70-person squad.
Definitely. So yeah, there's definitely like an aspect of like, okay, I need to figure out what my workflow is for like turning around archives of these videos and getting them up on YouTube for people and stuff like that. It's not like difficult stuff. It's just everything takes a little bit of time, and so it becomes like, okay, like how much time is an acceptable amount of time, and then at some point it's like, as we kind of get deeper into it, it's like, okay, at what point do I go, okay, I need to be able to delegate some of this stuff to someone else, like, is there, what do I do in that situation, and figuring that sort of stuff out, but that's probably a few months away here, I think.
Sure.
But yeah, just kind of like it's like you have to know where it breaks, right? You have to beat on it and go like, okay, like this part of this process is broken and it needs to be better, and all this sort of stuff. Like, how are we, where's the podcast getting uploaded to? Like, it's still, and some of the times stuff just breaks because I submitted the podcast to the Google podcast manager. You heard of these Google guys?
Sure.
But yeah, so and then for whatever reason, they're like, it can take up to 24 hours. And like as of last night, it still wasn't there the right way. So it's like, okay, now I guess I got to file feedback and try to get this fixed because something broke somewhere along the way. And you know, just all that stuff is kind of happening alongside, like, okay, when's the next stream going to be? I need to also make sure that I've got enough time to literally play video games so that I can talk about them on a podcast, like all that sort of stuff. So it's a lot to figure out in the early going.
Sure. You got to decide how much of that content is going to be seen by, you know, on the Fred Durst TikTok, or is there a brand new account?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, there was definitely like a period of time where I was talking to like trademark attorneys about, oh man, I got wiped up immediately, 37th place. That's what happens when you get talking.
Buddy, you know, sometimes I know 39th stuff, right?
But yeah, no, there's you know, for a while there, it was like, okay, I paid a trademark attorney to research some trademarks. And then, like you were saying, you know, about Dave hating the idea the day later, it was like I sent it off to the trademark attorney. And by the time he got back to me, I was just like, I hate this name. I hate it. I absolutely hate this name. I don't want to see it ever again. Like, just make it go away. And so, yeah, then there's that whole aspect of it of like, okay, logos and merchandise and just, you know, the finding the smartest way to let people know where I'm going to be and when is actually probably the high priority part, and also just like talking to the industry and saying like, hey, I'm over here now. This is literally my new address. Like that all kind of had to happen. So like when I'm done here, Jeff Keighley's having a thing. There's some games being shown in Los Angeles, so I'm gonna head in and check out like
backyard now that you're a SoCal.
Right. Yeah, that's you know, an hour or so, hour or couple, depending on traffic, I guess. But yeah, so
it was weird to see photos of that, of people together playing games together. I was like, oh yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, right. It's just like and like I'm packing up capture gear to go to an event and capture footage of a video game, and I'm like, man, I can't remember the last time I did this. So it's exciting and terrifying and all that sort of stuff, and it's exciting to be doing it kind of like, you know, under my own banner and having all that stuff be totally different too. So so yeah, it's been exciting. It's been a little bit stressful, but yeah, you know, no major complaints. It's been rad to just be able to say, oh, I'm going to do this, and this is going to happen now, and I don't have to look at some other. I don't have to figure anything else out. I'm just going to I launched under.
Yeah, Dave Langman probably remembers those days at Iron Galaxy when he didn't have to check with Chelsea and Adam. Those are probably a lot
the good old days.
Yeah. What happened?
I launched into the water.
Well, you know, it's a network test.
It's a test. Testing.
We're testing the network. I mean, the wrestlers do auto perish when they get to water because their muscles are too dense.
Okay.
So they do not, in our universe, they do not. In the Rumbleverse,
I like that you've got lore for that. Yeah. That's important.
We got a lore for a lot of goofy stuff, and you will see more of that sort of uncover as we go.
Awesome. No, that's always the best when it's just like, no, we've got this like someone somewhere has like a 4-page doc about why this is the way it is, and you'll never need to read it, but it's there, and and that's good. Yeah. So this is hi, it's me, Jeff Gerstmann. Hello, I'm here with Adam Boyes of Iron Galaxy, formerly of Beefy Media. What was it like working with Method Man on the Sour Patch Kids? How do you feel now that Evil Dead is out there kind of like stealing your whole Method Man, like having Method Man do
it stings a little bit, Jeff. It stings a little bit, but you know, it's the nature of game. They're iterating, they're making it better. They weren't able to get Creed Bratton and the Sour Patch Kids and Method Man together, so I still are waiting for that triple threat crossover. But it's funny. It would be funnier, I think, if I went for Beefy Media at Iron Galaxy, but I got that PlayStation gig in the middle.
Of course,
helped to give me a little bit extra XP in life. But it's been a blast. It's almost 6. It's gonna be 6 years in 2 months, less than 2 months.
Wow!
So, I'm working with David, Chelsea, and the squad. It's it's been so much fun. I mean, just this has been this alone. I mean, all the other stuff we get to pleasure of working on is incredible. But just making things and working with super smart people that are crazy passionate about what they do it's a blast.
Yeah, it's nice when things work out that way for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's because I had fun at PlayStation, but that, it was definitely like a business role, and you're not creating things. You're sort of you're working on policies and partnerships. But
sure, yeah,
it's just fun to be. You do have to realize that like the bad managers I had growing up in the industry, where they would walk in a room like, this needs to be more like this. And you're like, why? Because my kid played it and said so. You're like, that's not how. So now what you do now is I'm overly sensitive when I'm like, okay, I need to not. How do you give feedback without it feeling like a command,
Right. Yeah, definitely. That's and then how do you know when, like, okay, this situation has gone on long enough and now it kind of has to be more like a command or a little more, how do you
deliberate. Yeah. I think the way it isn't what we realized that it's more of like, how did we come to the decision?
Sure.
Walk me through the process in which this is the outcome. And then usually what'll happen is as people are sort of talking through, they're like, yeah, maybe we didn't, like anything, like process, whether it's game features or anything, even processes within a company of like, we screw up. Well, I've been co-CEOing here at IG for almost 6 years, and you screw up every week at different things. You just got to own it and figure out what went wrong and what you can do better. And game dev is very similar. I mean, it's all iterative and learning and just being honest with yourself and honest with others. And I think that's the part that's a lot of fun. And then when you do hit stuff that you're like, oh, that's super fun, or you also got to be wary of the echo chamber, right? Sometimes when you're on a dev team and a game team and people are like, this is amazing, this feels so good, it's really important, I think, having, other people outside of the circle sort of give feedback. And so that's why we've been doing a lot of play tests and stuff.
Yeah, and then, I guess playtest, like playtest feedback from the average player. Like, has that been useful directly, or is it more like we have to look for like trends? You have to, because you probably have a lot of players that'll just be like, it needs this, and like, how hard is it sometimes to pick that apart and go, what they really mean is it needs a little bit, like it's not quite what they're asking for, or does that make any sense?
Tough. No, totally, because it's like, how prescriptive do you get? Like, we have people that have played that are like crazy FPS nerds. That come in and play and like, why is my, why can I aim down sights, or things of that nature? Like, why do I get free cam roam with the right stick? And you make core design decisions, and not to say that anything isn't changeable, but like, this is a action platformer first and a combat game second, right? And all the sort of machinations of even the aiming and throwing and stuff like that. You got to make some calls, and not everyone's going to love it. That's the other thing, is like, it's not going to be, any game isn't going to be for everyone. So how do you make it to be enjoyable and approachable by most amount of people possible? And then also, I think the other challenge is like, how do you make it, and I think the team's done an incredible job in making it so it's easy to pick and play, right? When you land, you have your fists and your feet. You can start punching and kicking right out the gate. If you never pick up any pickups, you still sort of can make some hits. You probably aren't going to win the whole round if you don't pick up anything, but at least gives you something. And I think that's the balance. And at the top end, I don't think it's crazy sweat. Like, right now at the studio, we have like 30 people that are absolutely incredible, but there is no one person that rules them all. And to me, that's a sign of a very well balanced, well designed game, is that there isn't one singular person that is the murder king or queen. Right.
There's skills to pick up, but at the end of the day, like, you almost got, well, I guess, like, how much of that do you want? Like that kind of almost like Any Given Sunday situation of just like anyone can pull it out.
Rudy, right?
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's why Adam Hart gets so mad when I beat him in a match, which is once in a million. But when I do, he can't stop talking about it for a week.
It's like, oh, I beat myself is really what happened here.
Right, exactly. I just made a move, and then he javelined me off the top of a building, and then we just hit someone. Oh, somebody's asking what does down to mean. So there's KOs when you're completely knocked out. Down means you got knocked in a knockdown state, but you had enough super meter that it resurrects you. So if your super mode is full, you can either trigger it to go into super mode and pull off your superstar move, or you can save it and then get a second chance mechanic if you get knocked. But yeah, it's the good news is, I think it's really easy also to be like, when things aren't going your way, to like just open up the numerics and change numbers around, and we should make this worth more and this worth less. But you realize that just playing more of it and having more different people access it and try it, I think is the right approach.
Nice.
Because we could make it way sweatier, but this is like when I get nervous is when somebody's just like locked onto me and they're like a cruise missile, just will not let me go. And then you finally get a safe spot. Yep, eat the shame chicken.
Yep. I am guessing wrong every single time. Every single decision I'm making is the wrong one. And it's because
I don't make decisions, Jeff. I just grab. I just do grabs.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm not doing is grabbing. So there you go. That's like he keeps blocking and I'm not punishing with a grab, and it's a big mistake. Oh. All right.
See some savvy investors in the chat ask about NFTs and esports. Nothing to announce at this time. I think esports is such a fascinating topic. I know Adam sort of touched on this in his interview with Ultra Champ, but like, to me, I'm a big believer that like esports are a thing that you think about, but I think anyone that launches with a huge esports strategy, like if your game launches and you have a $10,000 tournament the week it opens, I just think that that's a bit disingenuous. Like you want it to have enough of the underpinnings that you can do things with it, and people can sort of take it and run with it in the torch. But it is, and then we'll like, I think Adam touched on this too in his other chat, which is like, and then we'll see what people want, and then we'll build cool tools to support that stuff. But before it launches, it's like, I think it's a little bit presumptuous, right? If you just are building all these tools for things that might not become or might not be important to the players and to the tournament runners and stuff like that.
I think sometimes that signals to the larger player base, like, hey, this game might not be for you because we're out of the gate. We're trying to make it super serious, and you're going to win money doing it, and all that stuff. I'm glad I can interact with these turntables. I feel like that was not always the case.
No, something was not the case.
Yeah.
They were sitting there, and I don't even know who on the team. They were like, we have the interact button on the vending machines. Why not on the turntables?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of,
nice
goofy stuff. I'm like, and other people can come and interact, and they sort of do the. The other one is on the other side of the barge. There's a first, second, and third place podium, and the amount of emoting on that podium and then grabbing people off of the first and like elbow dropping them onto the second.
Yeah.
It's super, super hilarious and fun.
All right, last round here. Gotta make it count.
Yeah, and you'll notice the circle always sort of aims at different areas in the city. So even if you have a favorite place, like you'll see Grapple City Tower there, which will be super sweaty, always super sweaty. And of course, that's where, attracts. Oh. That's also a new addition, having those sort of those rip decals as you sort of grab onto a building and tear down the side.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh.
It's bad up here.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Oh, well, that solves that problem, I guess. Oh. We need some stars. I'm gonna need to be able to come back.
You got not a lot of things. And anyone who watch it can download it right now on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Series XS, and also Xbox One. Right? That's the
Xbox One. That's the name.
And Epic Game Store for PC too, if you want to check it out there.
Nice.
And we're gonna be running this till noon CST tomorrow. So we're just 1 hour into the playtest.
I appreciate that you've stuck to Central Time, to Iron Galaxy Chicago time.
Confuse as many people as humanly possible.
The number of times over the last 12 hours I've had to look up, and go Central. That's it. 1 hour or two.
Right. We could have gone Mountain Or the one, there's a half hour, I think, time zone in like Nova Scotia or something.
Right, yeah.
Too. And then somebody was like also BGT, which is anyway. Yeah, we are making it. Because it's natural to go. I mean, people go PST and EST, but guess what? There's also Central Time Zone people. There's the Midwest, Jeff.
What is that?
I know you don't come and visit very often, but the deep dish is good.
I cannot remember. I mean, the last time I went to Chicago, it was to see Ed. It was to see a Mortal Kombat game. Pre-Warner. This was Midway days.
Sometime.
You know, yeah. No, yeah. I have to. Yes, every time I've been to Chicago, which has only been like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, I've been like, this seems like a great city. This seems like there's just a lot of things happening here. And when we first started talking about moving, we were like, okay, we're gonna get out of the Bay Area. Like, I definitely there was a little bit there that Chicago was kind of on the list. I was like, I know some people out there. It might be fun, you know, to
sure do
live out there and all that sort of stuff. And you know, we thought about it in terms of just like, okay, family support for the kids and all that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, maybe we stay in California. But I don't know. These days we've been all of a sudden there's been like what's Canada like? What's not the U.S. look like?
It's all complicated.
Yeah.
I know my mom was just down here and she's like, why is your gas so cheap? I'm like, speak for yourself.
Yeah, I think
they do liters. It's price per liter, right?
Right.
And it was like, she's like, ours is $9 a gallon. I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But that's $9 Canadian, so that's like $4 American.
Right. Yeah, that's like, it's like free gas practically at that point.
Exactly.
Okay, we're gonna chicken up.
Oh, hiding in the bushes. This is another area that the sort of bushes area is a good place if you want to eat some shame chicken.
just hanging out in a bush. Just my delicious chickens. Oh yeah. So greasy. Should be like a grease bonus if I.
Oh yeah.
If I eat 3 chickens in a row, I get greasy and then punches kind of glance off me a little bit because they kind of slide away.
And yeah, every third bat swing and the bat slips out.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Fingers are so greasy.
Can't hold weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same thing I have. All right.
Is it loosely based? Somebody asked if it's loosely based on a city. No, it is Grapple City, which is a fictitious city. And we wanted to build a place that had like a bunch of, it's got suburb area, it's got obviously downtown, it's got sort of a Times Square area, a lot of different verticality, because obviously verticality is such an important part of the game. That was, I mean, one of that night when Chelsea said, let's do wrestling. You know, one of the first vision statement was, we always talk about wish fulfillment in game development of like, what is the wish you want to fulfill? And the wish fulfillment was, I want to chokeslam someone off of a 40-story building. That was literally, and that sort of one phrase for the last 4 years has sort of been the North Star of like, every time in the trailer, you always catch one of those moments because it is such a, you know, such an iconic part of what we're trying to build here.
Yeah, right on. That's, and I think that's like such a, it is such a standout thing because it is, you see it and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe, I can't believe that just happened. What that person just did to me. But, got me out of that. Okay, book. Hitting him with that.
Somebody's asked about the pricing. Yeah, it is a free-to-play product. It is Rumbleverse is completely free-to-play, and will be that way for launch and beyond.
All right, knocked that guy out. What? Cosmo shot. Yeah, we'll take it. Super sumo slap. Yeah, why not?
Also, yeah, you talked about this earlier, Jeff, but like the hitboxes for all the different character sizes are identical, so there is no advantage or disadvantage for the size you make, size choice.
Right.
Like, it's not like ice hockey back in the day for NES where you know the big characters hit harder.
That's funny. I was literally thinking about that game as relates to this game with the body sizes last night. I was like, yeah, the big bodies. I mean, they kind of just made NES ice hockey bodies, didn't they? But without the gameplay differences.
Denied, Jeff.
Right, yeah.
But that was an important part of it. You know, we had talked, and that even the class system of sort of like finding whatever protein pods you want and sort of building how you want to build versus like choosing a preset thing. I think was an important decision.
Stream sniped by a Mr. Do fan.
All right.
Well, if that's how it has to go out, then I guess that's how it has to go out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's gonna.
What do you think? What do you think, my friend?
I like it. I mean, that's like I wouldn't have done this stream, right? I wouldn't have been like, hey, come on and talk to me about your game for an hour. And they're like, I think it's dog shit, Adam. I think you're really wasting your fucking time. Way to go. How many hundreds of people do you have on this shit show? No, dude, it's super fun. Like that was because I think I was even there was a part of me that was like, oh man, Battle Royale, that seems like an increasingly uphill climb these days. But like, dude, the melee approach, I think the wrestling stuff and the customization stuff is super fun. I want to be able to customize my super. I think that's that's my kind of down the line like thing. To be able to customize that as well, whether it's like a character add-on or a book or whatever it is. But yeah, dude, it's it just seems super fun and easy to just like dive into and kind of get okay at it and then kind of get better from there. And so yeah, man, I've told you this privately, but yeah, no, I think you're really onto something, and I'm looking forward to fucking up more people. But honestly, like I feel like the other thing that's happened, right, is every time you do one of these tests, I am slightly worse at it. Yeah, exactly. Like everyone's had a little bit more time with, like, I still won one on stream. So like, hey, I'll take it.
Checkbox.
But yeah, there's definitely an aspect of just like, okay, these people are exploiting how bad I am at this game because I'm not blocking, because I'm not grabbing, like because I'm not using the full tool set. They are able to totally fuck me up. And I'm like, oh geez, okay, all right, I have to try to actually play for real now. Oh man.
And not talk while I play, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I think the last test, like I was playing a bunch and my daughter was in here just like trying to grab the controller out of my hands as I was playing. I'm like, no, I'm trying to, hang on, I have to punch this. And so that didn't go well, but this door locks. So
there you go. There you go.
Right on.
1 hour of freedom today. Well, have fun at your Summer Game Fest there with Jeff and the crew. And if you're on later, give me a ring and we'll play some more.
Right on, man. That's the hope.
All right,
have a good one. I'll see you soon.
You too, Jeff. Thanks for the invite.
All right.
See everyone. Download now.
Right. Yes, you can grab it out of the Epic Game Store, or it's on PS5, PS4, the last handful of Xbox consoles, however, the last 7 Xboxes, whatever they were. You can get out of that store as well for the next 23-ish hours or so. Should be up and running. And yeah, Adam, thanks a lot. Everyone watching the stream, thanks a lot. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for the Microsoft thing, and we'll chat over that.
Bye.
Cool. Bye, everybody. See ya.